Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, lax rats alike, welcome back to another episode of the Crease Dive. Today is Tuesday, May 2nd, and your guess is as good as anybody's as to who the best team in college lacrosse is so far this year. I'm Jordy from Barstool, and with us, as always, although this time he is fresh out of surgery after this man put his body on the line to turn back the clock and put on the Garden City alumni jersey. A little tough go at it this weekend. Ended up on the injury report after the game. But Doogs, I think right now everyone listening probably has a good idea of what happened. But how are we feeling physically, emotionally, spiritually after maybe a tough personal weekend for you?
I'd like to say I'm in good spirits, but I'm fucking down bad. I just signed up for the marathon on Friday. 4 hours later, I find out that I can't run for 6 months. I was like, I don't know if anyone saw the video. I'll pull it up in a little bit, but it was one of those things. Garden City, we had 8 players. Quick synopsis: we had 8 players show up. It was a Friday at 7, so a lot of people were probably still stuck in the city. We didn't have that many midfielders, so I decided I'd give it a go at midi. Got a nice jab, got kind of lit up. Not like a dirty hit, dirty play or anything. It wasn't intentional, but I got it was good defense and fell on my ankle, and it was one of those injuries that as soon as I tried to get up, everybody knew that ankle was broken. It looked like an east and west facing different directions. Was in a little bit of shock.
Just a real quick, set the scene for anyone who might not know what happened. This past weekend, Doogs played in what do you guys call it? The Woodstick Classic?
Alumni game. Yeah.
The Woodstick alumni. So he plays an alumni game, Garden City versus Manhasset. Doogs. I mean, this is a guy who's a jack of all trades. He played goalie in high school. He played LSM in college. He decided that he was going to play short stick in this game. I mean, Doogs is a Swiss Army knife who can do it all. Unfortunately, though, he sets up to dodge, gets jammed up pretty good. Dude, you could probably tee up the video here for everyone at home who might not have seen it yet, but gets jammed up pretty good on his dodge. And unfortunately, that ankle that's lasted him 25 really solid years no longer held up on him this go around.
Yeah.
First of all, just want to mention the fact that you're wearing 69 is
so there's a lot of things that funny. Like, so first off, it's like I have like a big cat lacrosse. Wait, sorry. I'm wearing a big cat stick that like the Water Dogs gave him. I didn't like this. People are like, people keep saying this is a dodge. So when I got to the game, little kids in Manhasset were like, "Oh, I have the perfect number for you. It's 69." Yeah, you just see right there. It's just.
Oh no, I didn't see that. Oh my God, I only saw it. Oh, I only saw the one on Twitter. You didn't.
So this
the
is
one
like
on
a
Twitter,
good quality video.
dude.
Like
The
I was
one that you
laughing
put
and shit about it, but like the thing is, like it's you could just see right there, like my neck, my shit is snapped. It was broken. I broke it in 3 places. I had to get surgery on Saturday, like right away in the morning, like at like 6 a.m. Dislocated. They had to put it back into spot. Like my ankles, like I was laughing and shit on Twitter. Like people didn't think that like it's injured badly because of the way that I reacted, but like the adrenaline was rushing. Like I fucked my shit up, broke it every place.
God, dude! So when you put it out on Twitter, you took a screen, like you've screen recorded, or like you took a video from your phone of the camera of the hit, and it clipped out right after you hit the ground. So like I figured, like I don't know,
I didn't want to show
like,
No, look, I didn't do myself justice for how fucked my ankle is. My shit is fucked. But like so it's funny how I was wearing number 69 when that shit went down because the Manhasset like little kids were like, I have the perfect number for you. Like wear number 69. I was like, fuck it, like whatever. Like I don't give a shit about this game. All I want to do is come out of this unscathed. I don't want to be the 25-year-old who like injures himself for the alumni game. So when I went for that ground ball, the thing in my head was I was like, dude, I'm like 30 yards from the field. Like I'm gonna fake dodge. Like I'm not even gonna do a split dodge because I don't even want my knees to be fucked up. Like my whole thing was like fake dodge, pass it to X, just like survive the game. Like I didn't think that there was any shot in shit that anyone was gonna touch me. Like I didn't think there was it was a possibility. Like it wasn't a dirty play. It's just like I didn't even consider that someone could touch me.
Yeah, because I mean, like looking at it, and that's good. That's really good to get that out there. I feel like we did need to clear the air on that one, that it was not a dodge to score, because the dodge itself leaves
No, but
some
like I'm
to
not
be
admitting,
desired.
like
But
that's the
yeah,
thing. Like if he was like say like in the way he popped me, he should have been a short stick D midi. So if he was a short stick D midi, like and I'm doing that dodge against him, like yeah, he's gonna fucking read that like a Dr. Seuss book. He knows exactly where I'm going with it. Like I just had no intention of going to the goal. Like it was just pass it to X, survive the game. Like I'm telling you, I didn't even think about split dodging. Like it crossed my
no,
head. I was like, dude, you're no hero. You're not playing like there was 8 players for Garden City. Like we had to have people from Manhasset play for us. So like my whole thing was like I'm just filling in, passing the ball around, and
now
I
here's
come
the
out.
thing. Hindsight, and maybe this is just the coach in me, but I'm looking right there at body language. Do you think that maybe if your body language was a little bit more aggressive, like you were dodging to score, obviously hindsight
Yes.
2020, but maybe could have helped you out? Maybe
Oh,
that defender, he starts sloughing back a little bit, but he sees that you're maybe just dodging just to, just to kind of transfer the ball around. All of a sudden he realizes, oh, here's a good chance I can get a good jam on this guy wearing 69.
no, for sure. And like also like my mom was like, people that I'm talking to, they're like, dude, like people that are playing in this game know who the fuck you are. Like people are gonna want to take a shot at you. You talk a lot of shit online. Like it's like
Which is
I'm not,
fucked up.
but I don't know if that was the case or whatnot. Like, sure, maybe. Like, I wouldn't be like that shocked. The kid didn't try to fucking break my ankle. Like, he texted me. He's a good kid. Like, did the right thing. Like, it wasn't like a dirty play. Could you? I don't think it was a hard out move either. Could I understand when people say that was like a little hard out? Yes, but it's also like you step on the field you're playing. Like,
It wasn't like you were going for a ground ball and he decided to take your head
yeah,
off. Like it
yeah, yeah,
in it
yeah.
was it was
You
a
could make the
jam.
argument. You could
Yeah.
make the argument, but like I'm not going to. But like I like in my head, like when I was like, I saw 8 kids on Garden City show up. I was like, oh, like we're just gonna like fucking like roll the ball out for 30 minutes. Like, it's gonna be 30 to 25. Like no one's gonna play. So yeah, if I was dodging and like I thought it was like a real like I couldn't even get a feel for the game. You know what I'm saying? Like it was 1.5 minutes into the game. I couldn't get
Oh,
like read the intensity. So I didn't know if I like had to put my shoulder down to like brace myself for like a dodge. Like I was just like, dude, I'm gonna like do this shitty little like to the right, pass it to Gutty, like Gutty to like sling it from 45. Like I didn't think that there was a shot and shit that anyone would check me, do anything to me. Like it didn't even cross my mind. So like when he hit me, it wasn't on the hit that like I broke my ankle. It was on the fall, and my body weight fell on my ankle.
So I've got a couple things, couple more closing things on my end, and then obviously you're dealing with a lot of pain right now, dealing with a lot of pain meds, so we don't want to keep you here too long. But the one being, listen, I just got to call it as I see it. I kind of feel like this is a tough look for Garden City as a lax town. The fact that you only get 8 guys to show up for a big time rivalry, there I am again trying to say that word, alumni game. Like, here's the thing. Yeah, like, is that guy maybe a little bit to blame for jamming you, for you breaking your ankle? A little bit. But really, if we want to run this back, this is on Garden City as a program
For
for
sure.
not having enough guys to show up to the alumni game, that forces you to put a short stick in your hand, something that in all reality probably should never have happened in the first place. Had more people shown up, had more people cared about the Garden City program, you'd be getting a couple LSM runs, maybe seeing just make a couple shots in cage. Who knows? Whatever's going to happen, your ankle's still intact. So
Dude, it was
just
hunting season. It was hunting season for anybody that wanted to like that. Like look, his like everyone's mentality like on their side could have been so different than mine. I was just like, we're rolling the ball out. Like this is going to be a bullshit game. It's just going to be like 30 minutes running clock. Like that was my mentality. Which like as you can see, like when I got like I didn't think that like I could get hit. Like I said, but yeah, you could blame Garden City. I mean, could I make the argument for my guys that it was in Manhasset, 7 p.m. on a Friday, like. That's pretty tough. That was like the first time this happened. Usually it'd be like Garden City on a Saturday morning before the actual Woodstick. So and then
I mean,
fucking make
I feel like it's got to be
even,
an anytime, anywhere, any place situation. You guys got to be ready for that at a drop of a hat.
look. The only thing is just like the last thing I'll say is I didn't even think of the possibility that defense would be played in this game. Like it wasn't dirty. It wasn't like it was a good lacrosse play, but I just didn't think lacrosse was being played. I just wanted now I have my fucking leg elevated for the next 6 months. It's just so brutal. Like I wanted to run the marathon so bad. So like I'm a little like down and out about like all this shit and like what my reality is for the next couple of weeks and months. But like I got like my girlfriend helping me out. So shout out to her, my mom. So like I don't know. It fucking sucks. I'm pretty pissed. I don't know like if they're gonna have like a wheelchair for me at the Bar Down Beer Garden this summer. But man, like my biggest fear of like fucking being like fucking up your ankle. My first break of my life at an alumni lacrosse game. The last 2 times I played for Garden City, I got kicked off. The last 2 times I represented Garden City lacrosse, I got kicked off the lacrosse team and I broke my ankle. Like, what the fuck?
That's a clip. That's a clip right there. Yeah. All right. So my last thing here is listen though, obviously you're a little bit down in the dumps right now. Obviously the situation sucks, but listen, you handle this like a fucking champ, at least as far as the videos that ended up on social are concerned. So, I'd like it. Just walk us through, just the aftermath of the event. So, like, you're sitting there on the field and your shit's dangling. Listen, as a guy who has, I tore my ACL playing beer league lacrosse at 26 years old, so I'm kind of right there with you. But like, you're sitting there. And you're just in your head, you're thinking to yourself, I'm such a fucking idiot. Like, what am I doing here? Like, what was the purpose of all of this? Now my shit's fucked up. I'm going to be done for months.
Yeah.
But you can't be like a whiny little bitch about it, because at the end of the day, like, it's like you have to like put on like a happy, funny face, like kind of like laugh it off for everyone around you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you got to like get out of there and be pissed off. So like, what was your situation? Like, I saw you had a bunch of guys around you kind of helping you out.
Look, Justin Gutterding was to my right. I was not crying in front of Gutty. Like, what am I going to cry?
Do we need to get Gutty on here to confirm that?
Yeah, Gutty, dude, people did not think that like I was hurt at all. Like, people were like, oh, you sprained your ankle? Like, no, like my mom was like, did you actually break your shit? And I was like, no, I did. I called my girlfriend. I was like, I broke my shit. She's like, well, like, you might have sprained it. Like, why are you laughing? I was like, you guys don't get it. Like, I'm in front of like a bunch of random people that like I don't really know. Like, I can't like freak out right now. Like, I have to put on this face, do something with it. Like, kids that were like from the Manhasset, like young Manhasset kids that were just like shooting around at night were like, why the fuck is this kid laughing? His shit is dangling. But like, shout out to everybody that helped me out, get off the field. Video helped the doctors. So just like shout out everyone. I mean, it was just like look, injuries happen when Garden City and Manhasset match up. But when my shit was dangling on the field, everybody fucking knew that shit was broken. I think Mr. Gutterding was reffing the game, and I just look at him and I go, hey, Mr. Gutterding, like, hey, how's it going, Kev? I was like, I think I fucking broke my ankle. He goes, yeah, I think you did too. He's just like dangling like a fucking Christmas ornament. Yeah. But thanks, yeah, Doc. Shout out. Yeah. I don't have a PhD, but I think everyone in the fucking everyone there knew that shit was broken. But just shout out to everybody that like helped me out. That the game lasted a minute and a half. Like, look, cons, I don't have like I can't really do shit for the next couple weeks or months. But look, on the bright side, I got everyone to the bar earlier. The game ended right then and there. I think it was like,
oh shit, they ended the whole thing.
No, I mean, once you see someone shit dangling, they're like, I don't want that fucking shit to happen to me. I got plans tonight. First thing that went through my head was like, I had a concert on Saturday night, and we're like, I don't know if anyone, shout out to anyone that like listens to like Fred again, a DJ. But the first thing that went through my head, I was like, holy shit, if Fred again shows up to this concert, like a pop-up show, and I'm not there, like that's the only reason I'll be mad at the kid. I was just gonna be like, why'd I show up to this game? Like, if I have to miss this concert. But that was like the first thing that went through my head. Yeah, it sucks, but look, I'll bounce back. I'll be back. I don't know if I'll play for Garden City ever again. Maybe the Dayton alumni game.
Just be a big juice guy on the sidelines.
Yeah, it's just I don't think I'll play midfield again for Garden City. No, and I think that it's like one of those things where like it's a semi-pro. If I ever get matched up with that kid again, it's gonna be like oh hit me. No, I'm good. Hit me. Like I'm gonna be like 70 yards away from him, just be like pass it around.
Yeah. Just wait for him. Just wait for him to slide. Yeah. Oh my God. All right. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, I probably should have done that in the get-go. See, like I'm just like at this point. See, like I'll wrap it through my head. So like at this point, I'm like, fuck. Like I have to get the ground ball. Like I know what my job is. Like I have. Like nobody else can get the ground ball. I have to get it. And I didn't want to embarrass myself by scooping through again, so I raked it. And then I see I'm like up top, and it's like everyone, like it's like I have to dodge. Like I couldn't pass it anywhere else. Like I had to dodge. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, just looking at this guy though that hits you, like I can't really even tell what kind of helmet that is. I mean, he looks athletic, but he's got.
See how far away though I am from the field, from the goal.
Oh yeah, I mean
It's
you're
not even a
maybe
dodge.
you're top of the box maybe.
Yeah. So as soon as I did that, he knew. Like,
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, man. Like that's a really good jam.
yeah.
Listen,
Again,
you can make the argument like maybe a bit of a dickhead move in a beer league alumni game. At the end of the day, that's like a textbook jam. It's a textbook jam.
It's not good.
It's so good.
In a regular lacrosse game, it's not. You can't even make the argument that it's a bad play. In an alumni beer game, you can be like, all right, like
yeah, hey, buddy, like you're not. Petramalo is not in the stands for curtain.
Nobody like you jamming me is not getting you. He's not going to turn back the clock.
Yeah, he's going to get a sticker on his helmet at the next practice.
I mean, also again, like I mean, if I was going up against me, I'd probably want to clock my shit too. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of get that. He definitely didn't try to injure me. He was a good kid. He like texted me after, made sure that I was okay and everything. So like there's no like bad blood. It wasn't like a dirty play, but like, yeah, I mean, he got the best of me. On that note, I just want to say this really quick. That is my Shark Chalk weight room of the week. Was that play right there?
I think we should get that man a free bottle of Shark Chalk. Yeah, I just want to
think he fucking uses it.
I think just the moral of the story here for all the boys and girls listening back at home. Listen, there's going to come a day where you guys get a little bit older. You graduate, you become an alumni. Just one thing to keep in the back of your mind: if you play in these alumni games and you wear the number 69, you should probably anticipate getting hit once or twice. Because I don't think that you can dodge on a guy wearing no one wants to get beat by the guy wearing 69 because that guy wearing 69 is always just a grade A slap dick. And you know that he's going to talk if he scores on you. So you have to shut that shit down pretty quick. So you wearing 69, this guy was like, nope, I'm not letting this slap dick get by me. So you got to anticipate getting hit a little bit if you've got the 6'9" on the sweater.
I gotta tell you, I think the little like 8-year-olds on Manhasset that were like giving out the jerseys and the pennies, making me sign the waivers. I think they were fucking up to something. I don't trust them for a fucking minute. I think they set me up. I'm not kidding. I think it was like they're like, oh, we have a bull on Manhasset, and like once he sees number 69, it's like red. He'll fucking nail you. Like I'm so woke on these fucking 8-year-old pieces of shit.
Those fucking kids are probably the same ones. They're probably the same ones at Hofstra that said you're a joke.
100%. And to make the weekend worse, Garden City loses in overtime to Manhasset in the varsity game. Number 6 Manhasset, we lose in overtime, and their fucking stud Cal Gerard from the faceoff X goes 19 of 19. So, I mean, fucking bad weekend to be in the Doogs family in Garden City.
Tough. Well, I'll tell you what, the rest of the weekend for lacrosse, it was a really solid weekend. Doogs, obviously, I mean, you're dealing with the injury, you had surgery, probably a little sleepy from the surgery and all the medication. So I don't know if you got a chance to watch any games. Also, we want to keep this one a little bit tight because as we're recording, it's the first quarter of Sixers Celtics. But just to run through a couple of the big results, Yale makes it into the Ivy League tournament with a big 14-11 win over Harvard. That one, I think the score there seems a little bit tighter than it actually was. It was a really good game out of Yale, kind of pulled away there from Harvard. Harvard made a nice little, kind of chipped away towards the end. My biggest thing in there on that is Harvard wearing the matte gray helmets. They're the ugliest pieces of shit I've ever seen. Matte gray helmets suck, so Harvard deserved to lose that one. Cornell, they'll be the 1 seed in the Ivy League tournament after they survive an overtime win over Princeton. Big Ten quarterfinals, Maryland takes care of business. Another 14-11 final that seems way closer than it actually was. Rutgers was never in any place to make this an actual game against Maryland. Maryland beat the brakes off them. Michigan coming out and just ending probably one of the most underachieving seasons ever out of the Ohio State Buckeyes. I mean, for this
Wow.
team to come in as the preseason ranked 11th team in the country, and to put together the season that they put together, pretty deplorable stuff from Ohio State. They ended up losing 5 straight games to close out the season, but Michigan getting the job done. So they're playing in the Big Ten semifinal. ACC matchups, Duke taking care of business against Syracuse. Syracuse did make it a bit of a game towards the end, but Dyson Williams, absolute beast. Brennan O'Neill, absolute beast. You already knew these things. And Virginia continues to own Notre Dame. I mean, this was a game where Notre Dame just can't really get much going offensively against this Virginia defense. And it makes sense. I mean, Castor and Sawstead are both like 8 feet tall, and can cover up. Yeah, they can cover up the field pretty well. Cavanaughs aren't that big. Kind of takes them a little while to find their game against those two poles. Really the only place where like Notre Dame really thrives in this game would be on the ride. I mean, the Cavanaughs, they ride their absolute dicks off. Same with guys like Quinn McCann, also just great between the boxes. So that's really the only part of the game where Notre Dame is able to kind of make things interesting against Virginia. The rest of the way, it's just Connor Schellenberger just owning Chris Fake, Xander Dixon being an absolute freak, Peyton Cormier chipping in wherever he can, and then every once in a while remembering, holy shit, Virginia picked up Thomas McConvey over the offseason. So now this offense is just absolutely loaded. So anything from those games stand like biggest takeaway maybe from the weekend? Obviously, with Virginia taking down Notre Dame is no longer the first ranked team in the country. It now goes Duke, Virginia, Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think that they got that right. I understand that Notre Dame they probably have more quality losses. I saw Costello had a good point, being like they lost to the top 3 team twice. They didn't lose to a Maryland or a Jacksonville. I think it's a fair point. But at the end of the day, I think that what we learned is that Virginia is a bad matchup for Notre Dame, given their length. Duke is a bad matchup for Virginia because they have the bodies in Brennan O'Neill and Dyson Williams that can go against these long poles. Again, and like I said going into this episode, Nunes is the X factor all year for Virginia. You have 70% save percentage from Nunes against Notre Dame. Yeah, you better win that fucking game. He's this season he's saving 51% of his shots. He turns into an All-American, it seems like, every time he plays Notre Dame. Again, I will take Virginia will go as far as Nunes takes them. They're pretty confident everywhere else. They got pros at every single position. You got McConvey, you got Petey LaSala, who's going to be potentially the number one face-off guy taken off the board. Shelley, Xander Dixon. I mean, I don't know.
Big juice goal out of Grayson Saladay in this game too. So when you even get the D middies involved with this offense, they're just unstoppable.
Dude, and then I love watching Jeff Connors play. So I don't know. I think that Nunes showing up for against Notre Dame was huge for them. It's a huge push for Virginia, what you want to see out of your goalie going into the most important part of the season, obviously. So yeah, I think that Virginia will go as far as Nunes takes them, and he by far the MVP of the weekend.
Yeah. And real quick before we wrap things up, I have a Shark Chalk weight room of the week, and I'm gonna give mine to CJ Kirst. Doogs, I don't think you have this video teed up yet or anything, but at one point in this game against Princeton, CJ Kirst put on one of just the most alpha display, like 30-second displays that I've seen in quite some time, between, getting a greasy ground ball up on the end line, making a quick play, getting the ball back, running through a defender, putting the ball in the back of the net. Like CJ Kirst is, he's right up there with, the rest of the top dogs in the country, with a Schellenberger, a Brennan O'Neill, with a Kavanaugh. CJ Kirst is right up there. And I think he's almost like the perfect hybrid between all like if you had like a Venn diagram of Brennan O'Neill, Connor Schellenberger, and the Kavanaugh brothers, I think somewhere right in the middle of that Venn diagram, you would almost find a CJ Kirst. And I think like having a guy like that is the reason why Cornell will be right up there with those. I mean, Cornell will get invited to the ACC tournament on Memorial Day weekend in Philadelphia when it's Virginia, Notre Dame, Duke, and Cornell. Also Gavin Adler holding Coulter McAsee pointless in that game. And just a little bit more news with Cornell, but Chase Erlin, it was Ty Zanders put out today that Chase Erlin has entered the transfer portal for after the season. So this is, I mean, I think we already knew it was his last dance with Cornell, but he'll be looking to play some more college ball somewhere else next season. But the fact that this is the last go around at Cornell for Chase Erlin in net, you got CJ Curse, you got Gavin Adler. I think that makes Cornell very formidable heading into May. So
yeah,
I
like the Big Red a lot. I think they have. I saw Dan Arasti just tweeted out, does Michigan have the best the best duo face-off wise in the country? I'm going Cornell. I think I said that last episode. I think they just have dogs on defense. LSM, they got a goalie who played LSM. I said he's copying my whole fucking flow. He's stealing my juice. The Cornell goalie who switched over to
scored a goal.
Scored a goal. So like I love that. Yeah, I'm telling you, I really like this just Cornell team, this makeup. I don't know why last year I was so out on them. I could not be more in on them this year. Like I hope that, like hypothetically, someone might say like I would really like if Duke or Notre Dame won, like the most out of anyone. I root for Virginia, but like Cornell, I'd love to see it. I seriously would. I root for them very hard this year. I like the Cornell team.
All right. Well, yeah. Obviously, we have a big episode on deck for later this week when it comes time for conference tournament games. Those mostly, well, actually, I think they get going on I think that the Patriot League quarterfinals get going on. Are we bringing this up one more time just to make everyone puke before they leave?
Yeah, just want everyone I want everyone to. Yeah.
Wait. So is that Mr. Is the ref right there? Is that Mr. Gutty?
Yeah.
Wow. Great Cavs on Mr. Gutty.
What a goaltending. All-American at Penn State. One of the best to ever put on the pads.
Unbelievable Cavs on that, man. Great dad Cavs. But yeah, so big episode coming up later this week with conference tournaments getting going. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure that you are following us on Twitter and Instagram. We are at the Crease Dive there. Listen, make sure that you guys are subscribed to us on YouTube, right? Like Doogs put his body on the line for this shit. He's sitting at home. His leg is elevated. His ankle snapped in 3 places just so that he can get us these videos out on YouTube every week. So make sure, guys, throw a little appreciation in the comments too. Throw a couple extra likes for Doogs. Maybe some get well soons, right? Hey, if you're listening to this so far, hit us up with a hashtag get well soon Doogs on Twitter. Let us know that you're listening. Follow along. And in the meantime, we'll be keeping it low to high until the day we die. We out.